Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of our Timber and Stone Let's Play. Last time around we set up our initial colony and all that kind of stuff, which was good. And yeah, so we're just going to jump straight back into the game. What I've actually done is, you may notice a bit of a difference in the graphics. I've actually turned off shadows. Given the way they're actually recording this as well, it is sort of a bit of a drain on the... a bit more of a drain on the computer, and actually the frame rate was getting a bit low, dropping down into the 20s, so it's a little bit lagging. So what I've actually done is turned off shadows, and that's made an enormous difference in terms of frame rate. So we're looking at around sort of 20 or 30 frames. We're actually up to over 100 now. So obviously shadows need a massive amount of optimization, but it's pretty expected. Sort of is such like a beta game. So the game looks a little bit different. That is the reason why there. So I don't think it really makes too much of a difference. And I'm just going to run with this for the moment. So yeah, so everything's going pretty well. So pretty happy. We've obviously got a miner sitting there. So we're going to start queuing up our... Actually, why aren't you doing something? You are out of tools, right? So that is the reason why. So the reason, what we're going to do there is going to put Jonathan back to stonemasonry so they can build up some tools there. And yeah, also get our stone forge done as well, which would be cool. So going to up the speed again. Everything else is going pretty well. Alrighty, so got a fair bit of food. So the if you're sort of wondering how you get immigrants, the sort of the mechanical, the way it works is that the game actually looks at... Oh, looks like I'm missing a little bit of a road spot there. Didn't notice that before. There we go, just fix it up. I don't think you actually need double space, but it does sort of suggest in the start of the game to actually sort of make the road a few pixels or a few blocks wide, just to make sure there's no pathfinding issues. So definitely going to jump into doing that. See our little sheep cruising along with our mining area, which is totally fine. So you see our miners have now got pickaxes, which is good. Stoneforge needs some fuel, and actually got our full amount of timber. So what we are actually going to do, click on the Stoneforge here, which has been built. You can choose a fuel source. Never ever use coal. So coal is way too important. Always use wood. So I'm going to do that. Now that we've got this done up, we should have our stonemason should come over and start building some bricks. Actually needs tongs to work the forge. So jump into our hand tools. Can come down to stone tongs. And we can build those easily. We actually maintain 2 of those as well. I'm just going to track those. There we go. So he should build those fairly quickly. Our forager coming back in with a seedling and some more food. Give me a little bit, or will be a little bit low on masonry at some stage. Also some tools. So we're going to just get the game running, and we're going to jump into put down another masonry stockpile there next to the original one. Because this is going to be I think we're going to basically mine out this whole area, make it a big sort of quarry in this area. I'm actually sort of thinking, if we sort of run into a bit more of a longer term plan, I'm thinking what we may actually end up doing is actually building sort of up here, and then potentially even up on this hill, and actually maybe build like a bit of a funky castle up on this hill, and actually sort of build like the keep up the top here, and actually build some different layers and some walls and stuff around there. That could be quite something cool to do. So we may actually sort of start with an initial building down here, potentially like put in some bedrooms and stuff and a little bit of defensibility, but I think that's what we'll end up doing sort of, a fair way down the track. So, but for now, it should be okay to have a big mine here, so that's the reason we're going to do that. Alright, so how are we going with everything? What else do we need? We needed going to need some tool storage at some stage. You can put down a tool chest, so that needs 3 timber and a level 3 carpenter. That's totally fine. We put that one down here. And probably we'll end up moving all of this, but for now this is just what we're going to do. Our woodcutter is eating, so that's fine. That's why they're sort of just standing there. Need a level 3 carpenter to do that. So we're actually going to switch Jonathan back over to carpentry just quickly, so he can build this tool chest, and then he was switching back to stonemasonry, so he can continue building up some bricks, which will be good. And yeah, so our miners are still going along. Still got these sort of floating bricks here, but that's not really too worried about those. They should get done at some stage in the future. So the tree stumps here, like I mentioned last episode, it's good to sort of leave those if you don't sort of need the space. Just leave those there, and they'll regenerate back by themselves. Looks like there's a bit of a floating one there we've actually missed, that little block there. Can be sometimes a little bit hard to actually tell the levels of things. Yeah, so if you're worrying about that, you can actually change the camera. So if you're sort of new to the game, if you right click anyway, you can actually say it's got camera here, it's got fixed RTS, which is this one. You actually have full control. So actually now you can actually sort of move around like this. So we're just going to jump back to fixed RTS like that. There's no real point not to. Switch Jonathan back to stonemasonry so we continue building our bricks. Actually looks like he's building a few pickaxes or a few tools, which is good. Just maintain the levels of those so we don't never run out of anything, which is awesome. Yeah, so we've got a lot of materials, which is good. So lots of stone, lots of wood, lots of food. Getting some timber and some bricks and stuff set up, and also got our tool storage, or the tools and stuff are all totally fine as well. So what I'm thinking we may do is, we're not going to set up livestock yet because we basically need a full wheat production, which we're not going to have for a little while yet. So as I mentioned before, like in the initial starting game, actually see here like with the carrots, I think this is carrots, yeah, carrot farms. So this is a carrot farm. We only started off with like a little sliver of portion actually farmed over here because we've obviously had a harvest or two. We've actually now got a whole bunch of extra seeds and actually planted out this area, so that is really good. So that is quite cool. So I'm thinking we're actually pretty okay for wood. I'm actually thinking we may actually switch one of our wood guys over to something else. So our 2 wood choppers here. What else can they do? So what about our level 2? Can you do anything else that we need? You can do mining or herding. Not much of a farmer. Not much of really anything else. Blacksmith or a builder. Is it actually worth starting to build our initial building? Potentially. It is quite early. But we could do that, I guess. There's probably no real reason why we can't. I'll actually switch you over to a builder then. Could put you into a stonemason though to get our bricks and stuff done quicker, or a miner. Don't really need infantry. Don't want herding yet, so that's fine. Not much of a carpenter or a builder or blacksmith. Don't really need blacksmithing yet either. We don't really have much in blacksmithing though, so I actually may put you switch over to blacksmithing for the moment. And what we may actually do is go now to process materials into our standard ingots. And what can we create? We can create one of those. Don't have any scrap metals. We only create one copper or one standard ingot, but that's at least it's going to be something for a little bit of experience for blacksmith there, and may actually end up putting what's your name? Can't even see you now. Where are you? There you are. Oliver Nizan. Oliver may end up being our blacksmith. So if we can sort of start creating them up, training them up into their blacksmithing skill, may end up doing that. So it's level 2 at the moment. Actually, what we are going to do is we put you down and put you into train under level 3. So what basically that means is that if you have sort of these like stonemasons and carpenters and things like that, and if they're under level 3s, you actually tick that on, and that means they're basically just going to train until they actually get up to level 3. And level 3 is sort of usually it's a sort of a good point that you can actually, it opens up a few more options, so it's a good thing to do early on in the game, especially when you get immigrants and stuff in, migrants in as well. You can actually do that. So looks like our miners are finished. So what we can do is designate a new area. So we're going to just mine out probably this whole area here like this, and just that little spot there like that, and then probably just to where are we, just that area there. Actually may just take off that lot there. We go, just make it like a nice big block there, and we actually start digging down after that, because obviously the further down you get, the more minerals and stuff you actually come up against. So that's fine. So wood storage is going to start getting low soon. So you set up another raw wood storage or wood stockpile there. Also may even be worth putting down a timber pile as well, potentially. May put it down here next to our, put that one down there, and may actually even increase our timber maintenance there. So maybe put that up to 100. Also the same with the bricks. There we go. Yeah, so we see our wood stockpile is getting built there, which is good. Jonathan's now level 7 stonemason, so Jonathan's a bit of a beast. So Jonathan's definitely probably our most valuable person, because he's level 7 stonemason, level 5 carpentry, so that is quite good. Constance level 6 miner, so I think that's, hopefully they can start getting some of these sort of ones that are, these floating ones that we can't sort of get access to yet, so that's okay. Yeah, so everything's going pretty well, pretty happy with this stuff. We're just going to slow the speed down a little bit, jump into here and actually have a look at what raw materials we've actually got. So you see we've all got those there. We don't really have anything in terms of wheat or flax or cotton or anything like that, so can't really get into tailoring or anything like that. So I don't really have any minerals either that we can really do. So basically sort of just a little bit of a waiting game, get things, waiting until things build up a little bit more. See our miners cruising along there, and got a lot of food, which is good, so food's definitely not a problem for the moment. I think I was talking about before about the migrant mechanic. It's basically what happens is that the criteria for getting migrants is, I think it's basically around about food levels. So you sort of have to have a certain amount of food to cover, like, so you have to have enough food to cover your population. So there's like, for example, I think it may be something like, say, each settler needs 20 food. So if you've got 10 settlers, you need basically 200 food, and then the more you actually get over that level, the more chance you actually get to actually have a migrant come in, because basically it shows that you can actually support a bigger population than what you currently have. And then obviously the more road connections you have also increases your chances. I think everyone's like, each extra road connection is maybe like a 20 or 25% chance of getting another one. So we've got 2 set up. I mean, I think that's pretty much okay for the moment. We'll probably set up another one to the far edge of the map later on, but for the moment that's totally fine. It's not much of a point doing it, because we don't have enough food anyway to get migrants in, so that's totally fine. How have we got for weapons? We've got 4 clubs, which is okay. So what we are going to do now is actually just quickly sort by our infantry skill levels here, so we can jump to all these people. And what we're actually going to do is jump into their inventory, and we're going to tell them to maintain something in their inventory. We're just going to tell them to maintain a club. The reason that you do that is basically we want them carrying around clubs all the time. So even if they're not actually like as the infantry role, it means that if sort of an enemy comes near them, they'll actually have a club to actually fight off with, fight with. So sort of greatly increases their their combat ability. So we do that with everyone who has sort of any sort of infantry ability. So these 4 here, which is good. So do the same with you, and then it means that next time they sort of get near the cargo or the storage area, they should actually pick up a club while they're there. So, and then also Ismay, do the same with Ismay, and then finally with Oliver there, so we can do the same with Oliver. There we go. So that's our 4 clubs taken care of. So it means we've got 4 guys that are actually armed, or 4 settlers that are actually armed with weapons. So if we do sort of get anything in, any enemies in, we can actually sort of deal with those fairly easily, hopefully. So got these few floating blocks here. I mean, they're probably going to be out of reach now, but if we once we actually build up our skills, we can actually sort of build up just like a little bit of a staircase, and we'll be able to get access to those. So not really worried about that at the moment. So we can see here we've got Jonathan building our bricks, and Oliver looks like he's training up. Yes, he is. We can actually see they're training. So actually nearly level 3. So once he's level 3, we'll be able to jump in and sort of reassign him to do something else. But for now, that's totally fine. Tool production or tool amounts totally fine as well, which is good. Fair few resources, which is also nice. Getting some stuff built up there. Actually, once Oliver is actually a level 3, we'll probably leave him and just build up our timber stockpile up to 100. There we go. He's now at level 3. Oh no, level 3 blacksmith. That's right. So we're training you out to be a blacksmith, weren't we? Not to be a carpenter. So you got nothing to do at the moment. So what can we do with you? Not really a whole lot. Put you back onto a stonemason. Put you as a stonemason. So hopefully means our brick production will get done a little bit quicker. Should be good. See everyone else sort of just cruising along doing their own thing. So we've cleared out a fair bit of area in terms of trees, so I'm not really worried about that though. So like I said, they will grow back in time, but you leave the stumps there, they'll grow back. Yeah, so that's good. So what have we got? So Ronald is a level 6 miner, and Constance is a level 6 miner as well. So definitely get their skills built up quite quickly, which is good. Alison is a level 6 farmer, and Ismay is a level 4 farmer, so that's getting done quite well as well. So you see here with our farms here, actually some of these are almost full up. So carrots, and also what are these, turnips? I think, yeah, turnips. So carrots and turnips almost full up. So I think after the next harvest, we should basically be able to have max those out, and then hopefully sort of harvest after that. They'll actually start producing some food, which will be good. So get some extra people in this settlement, all that kind of stuff. So we need a timber pile here, and we need a level 2 carpenter. So how are we going? What have we got in terms of carpenters? We've got Henry. So what's Henry? Henry's actually our forager. So I think probably later on we'll end up taking Henry off foraging and actually make him our dedicated carpenter. Although we could actually end up training Harry in our carpenter, given that we don't really need any extra wood at the moment. We've actually got a fair big chunk of wood, so I actually tend to do it. I think what we're doing is actually switch Harry over into carpentry. Actually train up his carpentry thing for the moment, because you don't really end up needing a full-time woodcutter. You sort of end up switching those, sort of doing that intermittently kind of thing. So you can see here, our miners have mined out this big area and they've actually got nothing to do now. So what we're going to do is set up another area. So I think, excuse me, what we're going to do is set up probably a big spot like, probably one like that, and that's going to obviously take it down another level, and then you basically put steps down into it and then sort of mine down as far as we can go. So and do that. It's going to be our initial mine or quarry there, so that'll be good. But you can see we've got heaps and heaps of stone, which is good, so not worried about any of that kind of stuff, which is good. Bump the speed up, get things ticking along. 2 stonemasons building up our bricks and another carpenter building up our timber as well, which is also quite good. Have our timber stockpile built there, which is good. Storage is totally fine. Don't really need any other workshops for the moment. Sort of waiting for some flax and stuff production so we can actually start building some twine, because we need twine to build obviously things like bows and fishing rods, and also I think even like anvils and stuff like that we need that for. So yep, so I'm sort of playing a bit of a waiting game at the moment. I think once we obviously maxed out the timber and the brick, we're actually going to probably take one of those, probably one stonemason off there, and actually start building our initial sort of our initial building. So Harry's now a level 3 carpenter, which is good, so train up his carpentry skill. Got a fair bit of food, so our forager's cruising along, almost up to 200 marks, so which is good. So food production is definitely not a problem at the moment, which is nice. Definitely get into livestock production or livestock domestication later, but can't really do that until we actually get a wheat production, and that's going to be a little while away. So we've got a few areas there to sort out. Oliver's a level 4 stonemason, which is good. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy. It's going along pretty well. So it will be quite interesting to actually sort of see where they actually go with the game. I think the game is like, because it has been in development for a long time, so it really sort of is fleshed out really, really well. So like there is like a huge amount of content in the game, especially once you actually end up building up your settlement and stuff. You actually build some like really epic castles, and you end up having some pretty absolutely massive battles with some. Once you get some big invasions and stuff coming through, you actually end up being surprised actually how big the battles end up being. So I remember playing once I got into the game, once I first played it, 18 months or so ago. I think I ended up having around about 50 goblins in one attack, which is a bit crazy, and into a big castle that I built up. So it's it is quite a really fun game to play. So. Alrighty, so we've got a few idle people here. So it looks like our forager is actually basically maxed out their the berries. There must be no other berries that they can actually get. So what we're going to do is actually put you on to harvest wild wheat. So they're actually going to harvest, like up here, this is wild wheat. Oh, this is grass. Here we go, wild wheat. So they're going to harvest this wild wheat. It means we're going to get some bunch of extra wheat and probably get some livestock production up a little bit quicker than what we otherwise would have. So that'll be good. Our stonemasons are done because we actually got the bricks up to 100, so that's good. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're actually going to set up our first building. And where are we going to put it? Could either put it down here. I'm thinking we actually put it here. I'm thinking we actually dig out this little area here, make this into a flat area. Actually, make this a make this our first building. I suppose we actually could put this into it. Actually, like build grass. Make this actually like put it into a new level. Actually do that. So what do we need to do to actually build terrain? Who needs to do that? It doesn't really say. I'm assuming it's probably a builder. We do have a road running through there. That's okay. We can actually move the road. That's fine. Alright, so what we're gonna do. Actually, we're gonna dig this area out. Excuse me. So what we're going to do, I think we're just gonna start from there and just dig out an area like this. Doesn't have to be massive. Our first building is gonna be fairly small. So I'm just gonna do that. I think there we go. What we are actually going to do, we're actually going to take all of this off. There we go. And that means that our miners and stuff will come up there and start mining that over there. Given we've got stonemasons just sitting around, I'm actually going to transfer one of you over to a builder. So we've got Jonathan there, so he's our gun there. So we're not going to take him off. We're actually going to put Oliver, and that's good because he's actually already a level 2 builder, so that's totally fine. So that is good. See our forager off here, harvesting the wild wheat. So we actually get some wheat seeds and some wheat. So that means we're going to get our wheat production up and running a lot quicker, and actually get stuck into some livestock production as well, which is good. Jonathan, level 8 stonemason, which is nice. Getting this area built out, or mined out fairly quickly, which is good. While we're actually here, I'm actually going to slow the damage down a little bit and actually move our road a little bit. So we put our road, probably move it along this way, and then bring it up here like that. There we go. And just make an extra one there. There we go. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is actually get rid of all of this road through there, like that, and there like that. So there we go. So make sure that's all hooked up like it should be, and yep, that's all good. Cool. Alrighty. So what have we got here? Got some people sitting around. Got our builder and stonemason. Not to worry about the stonemason. That's fine. Still got our carpenter working there over there. That's cool as well. This area is getting built out or dug out fairly quickly. Just to sort of speed things along, I'm actually going to switch you guys back over to mining quickly, just to get this area sort of dug out quicker. Storage masonry, actually got a fair bit of masonry storage. I'm not really worried about that warning there, so we'll just let them leave that. So we should have this area mined out very, very quickly, which is good. Actually missing a few spots there, which I must have missed to designate. So we're going to mine that out there like that. There we go. Just make this into a flat area and we can build a bit of a home there. Get some beds and stuff set up, and needing pickaxes. Oops, alright, so we're going to have to switch you back over to a stonemason. So we can make Jonathan back over into a stonemason. Get some picks set up pretty quickly. So as you can say, like the stone tools obviously break far more quickly. But it's not worth wasting any of our standard ingots to actually build any better quality tools. We definitely want to get up into swords production as quickly as possible. So we're going to get short swords basically. And for that we need a level 5 blacksmith and 2 standard ingots to actually build a sword, or create a sword. So that's what we're going to do there. So we've got our carpenter finished. What can we put you on? Actually put you onto farming for the moment. Actually get our farms done a little bit quicker. This area is also almost mined out, which is nice. So you switch Jonathan over back to a miner quickly, get this area just finished off. Once that's done, we will start building our thing and then redesignate this as a mining area and all that kind of stuff. So it's going pretty well. See our forager up here cruising along, lots of wheat seeds as well, which is nice. Alrighty, so that area is completely mined out, which is awesome. So we're going to jump back over here and redesignate this all out as a mining into there, like that. There we go. And what are we going to switch? We're going to switch Jonathan back to a stonemason. I got 3 miners there. I should switch Oliver switch Oliver to a builder. I actually do have it like a level 3 builder, which is Constance, but Constance is a level 6 miner, so we don't want to sort of take her off that. So what we're going to do is basically going to create our first building. So come into design, construction, we're going to come into flooring. It's going to use a flat stone flooring, so really boring, but that's okay. So you're going to make probably a 10 by 10 one to start with. We start it there, make it 10 by 10. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, we're going to create or lay down a 10 by 10 like flat stone flooring. Then we're going to build some walls up from there. And see how we go. See how we're running for time quickly, guys. 24 minutes, got another 6 minutes or so to run in the episode, which is good. Bump the speed up. And we see our builder there, which is, I think, is that Oliver? Yep, Oliver. So Oliver's coming over and start building our flat stone flooring. So building does take quite a bit of time. So it's probably going to take us a couple of days. So we're into day 3, early morning in day 3. So it's probably going to take us another couple of days to actually get this done. Well, to speed things along, we're actually going to sort of intermittently switch Jonathan into building. And then we'll switch him back to stonemasonry every now and again, just to make sure we've got enough tools and stuff. We don't actually sort of run out of stuff. So this should hopefully just speed things up a little bit more quickly. So how are we going for all our resources, our raw materials? So got a few flax fibers there, a bunch of seedlings. Haven't got a whole lot of ore yet though, which is a bit disappointing. That's okay. Yeah, so everything's a bit of coal. Going okay, slowly starting to build some stuff up, which is good. Nice big area here to build out, which is good. So I'm actually going to switch Jonathan back to stonemason. Looks like we've run out of a few tools. Given that we're actually running out of things a little bit quicker, I'm actually going to bump up the maintenance level. So I'm going to maintain level 4 of everything. And I hope that means that we don't sort of run out of stuff as quickly. There we go. So it's going to take Jonathan a little bit of time to build those up, but he's given his level 7 already. He should be able to build those fairly quickly. Good to see that actually it takes no time basically to build these tools, so that's good. Yeah, so we've got 3 farmers working now, so our farms are actually sort of building up really quickly, so which is good. You see they're actually sort of harvesting these areas here. So if you jump into one of our farmers, actually see they're actually building carrot seeds, or actually not building, getting carrot seeds. They're actually not getting really much food because they're actually sort of still empty areas there. So that's why they actually sort of just get some seeds and stuff. You see here our flooring getting built up fairly quickly. Jonathan's still building some materials or some tools, which is good. Almost up at level 4 of everything. Once that's done, we'll switch him back to building. Tool storage is pretty much maxed out, so we're going to jump into build another tool crate or tool chest just right there. So what does that need? That needs a carpenter. So once Jonathan's done with those, we're actually going to switch him over into carpentry. Actually do that now and build the tool chest there, just to make sure we don't run out of room. See our forager coming back. They've got 26 wheat and 6 wheat seeds. That is cool. So we actually end up switching one of our farmers back to and actually maybe start creating some livestock. Probably not for the moment actually. We may as well focus on building up this house first, and then we'll do that a little bit later. Tool chest is done. I'm going to switch Jonathan back to stonemason just for a minute. Looks like he's got nothing else to do, so I'm just switch him back to building as well. There we go. Cool, so flat stones only just use like raw stones. They actually don't use our bricks or anything like that, so that's why it's a good sort of quick and cheap one to use. Because obviously bricks trade, how much do they take? So where are we? So 4 bricks creates, to create 4 bricks you actually need 3 stone and 1 dirt. So yep, so Henry's now a level 5 forager, which is good, so foraging through all this stuff quicker. Jonathan's level 2 builder, which is good, so our miner's cruising along building out that. So mining out our initial quarry there, which is nice. Getting our building set up fairly quickly, which is good as well. Bunch of chickens as well. So actually, once we get into livestock farming, chickens are going to be the most important because chickens actually produce food from eggs, feathers, which we need to create arrows, and also something else, I think. So one more thing, and whereas sheep basically only, unless you slaughter sheep, they only produce wool when you shear them. So chickens are definitely the best ones to have. So definitely want to get as many chickens as we possibly can once we get into some livestock farming. I'm not sure. It looks like we still actually can't mine this one. I'm actually not sure what it is, whether it's mithril or could be. If we jump into our raw materials, it could be either silver or mithril. Probably silver actually. Probably can't mine silver yet. It's a little bit annoying, you can't see within the game actually what levels are required. Like there is some guides and stuff around. I think it's probably maybe level 9 to mine the silver, or maybe 7, I'm not really quite sure. How are we going for our levels? Actually do have level 7, so must be level 8 or 9 I suspect. So alrighty, so we actually got our initial, our flooring built for our house, which is good. So what we're going to do, so you jump into construction, actually jump into walls. I think I make probably a full timber wall to start with. And are we going to make a sort of a, might as well max it out like right on the edges. There's probably no real point maxing them on the inside. Yeah, we're going to do that. All right, we're going to just make this like this. So you bring this over. Actually, what you can do actually, hold down the Alt key and actually bring the levels up. So just use whatever your sort of the raise levels key are. Actually make these up, and actually do that and hold down the Alt key and then click. So you make these level 4 walls, make them decent sizes. There we go, level 4s. That actually creates them as walls rather than sort of individual blocks. And actually, it's like a different, I guess it's like a different aesthetic or a different, texture, and it just makes them look like walls. So very, very cool when you actually get into making castles and stuff like that as well. It just makes everything look like really cool and proper, like proper castles and buildings rather than sort of just random blocks built up. So which is good. So how are we going for tools? Actually, being a little bit low on a few tools. So I'm going to find Jonathan. There's Jonathan. Actually, jump into Jonathan. Switching back to a stonemason, build up our tool levels, and then we'll switch him back to a builder again. So that's fine. A little bit low on foods, which potentially is a problem. Not really too worried at the moment. It's because Henry is actually focusing on getting wheat rather than berries. So actually just take him off. Once she's done that last little one there, just take him off wheat and actually go back to berries. And hopefully there's some more berries, because obviously berries like respawn over time. These are like berry bushes. They sort of do respawn in time, so hopefully there's some more berries that you can actually go and grab. Otherwise, maybe you switch someone over to a fisherman, given that our farms aren't quite up and running yet. Like, not too far away, basically maxed out. But we don't have any excess seeds, I don't think. Oh, yes, we do actually. We do have some excess seeds, so hopefully that means we actually start actually getting some food production going. Although I'm actually now looking at it, looks like these actually aren't actually planted yet, so maybe that's why there's a bunch of seeds sitting in there. Anyway, we'll see. So it looks like there actually are no berries, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. I'm gonna switch Jonathan back to building, get our walls and stuff done. So as you see here, they're actually like creating proper walls here, so that is quite cool. So should we actually give you a weapon and actually tell you to go and hunt stuff to actually get some food? Or should we just make you a fisherman? You're already a level 2 fisherman. Actually, we don't have any proper fishing stuff. What can we do there? Can we create some twine and then a fishing rod? Actually, gonna have a look at the timing. 32 minutes. All right. I'm actually gonna put a pause in the episode here, guys. We'll jump back. We'll come back next time and actually create probably a fishing rod and maybe switch Henry over to a fisherman to get some food and stuff going. So, but for now, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Hope you'll stick around for the series. And as always, it would be absolutely amazing if you haven't done so already, if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. So every little bit helps, and that would be enormously appreciated by me. So that would be awesome. Yeah, so hopefully until next time, I hope you all had a wonderful day, and I'll see you all for the next episode.